Hi guys, this is Black Clark 97. I'm back with another figure review. Now, moving away from the Batman side of things, I'm actually doing my first Doctor Who figure review. Now, I've been collecting the Doctor Who figures since they were first released, back in probably 2006 or something like that, for the Christopher Eccleston series, the Ninth Doctor. And I just thought I'd review some of the newest Doctor Who figures from Series 6. Because of Doctor Who coming out soon, later this year. So these are the Astronaut figures. There are two different ones. There are this normal Astronaut figure, which I think this one was released first, because it actually has the head of the little girl in there, which is a young River Song, which, you know, that's a bit weird that it's got such a young person's head in there, on this big bulky astronaut. But if you have seen the episodes, then, you know, it just kind of make a bit of sense, even if it was a bit strange. I'm a big Doctor Who fan, have been for quite a while. The figures are probably one of the nicest things they've ever done for Doctor Who. They have improved them quite a lot. The figures are a lot sturdier, and just overall better figures. I think the first figure they did of David Tennant, with the very, you know, with the coat and stuff, they were a bit, yeah, they were good, but they weren't great. And then as soon as Matt Smith started, and they brought out the figure of him in David Tennant's suit, they had exactly the same joints. Then they did that twin pack of him in his ripped suit from the beginning of the 11th Hour episode, and then they did this figure too. This is when they started to introduce sort of more different joints and stuff, you know, joints in the arms there. They had never had those before. And then they had the joints that were a lot stronger at the wrists. Rather than having rubber, they were actual plastic. They have better waist movement, and then movement at the thigh, I think. And they kind of made them much better figures. And then when they brought out the, you know, all the different figures, they did the Series 5 figures, then they did the Series 6 figures, which are the ones I'm reviewing at the moment. When they brought out the Astronaut, I think, you know, they sort of went back on themselves a little bit with the joints when you first see it in the packaging. But actually they've started to introduce these movements where they can actually move the arms up and still do that 360-degree turn. Bend there at the elbow, swivel at the wrist. Very good waist movement. Just broke the helmet. Yeah, that's the one thing I don't like about this figure, is the helmet is actually, the visor in the helmet always comes loose if you move it too vigorously. So my advice is don't move it vigorously. Sorry about this, just trying to put that back on. I'll do that after, I think, because I can't do it. Why can't I do it? So yeah, but really what I'm supposed to be talking about is the figures. And what I was, you know, mainly focusing on was the fact that in the Doctor Who Series 6, Part 2 sort of thing, at the end of the series you see River Song in the astronaut suit. And I was thinking, oh, what you know, how awesome would it be for them to do River Song in the astronaut suit rather than just having those River Song figures they did normally. The one that came with the Pandorica chair, and then the regular one they did. And when they finally brought these out, they were actually very hard to find. The nice thing they've done with this packaging is, I'm not taking it out of this box because I've got an astronaut really, and also the River Song figure is very, very hard to find. And the reason for this is because the visor's up, and they also have that flesh pack with it. Yeah, they've become quite rare for some reason. I've not actually seen one of these recently. The shop where I bought it, he got one, and I asked him, you know, are you likely to have more than this? And he says, it's likely that I'll have more astronaut figures, but only of the one with the little girl's head, and then you probably won't be able to see River Song's face, because it's very rare that they actually leave the visors up, which I thought, that's a bit stupid. So yeah, I've sort of fixed the helmet there. But yeah, this is the figure. It's a very, very nice figure. I don't like the fact that they just used block colours, though. They could have really added quite a lot of detail to this figure, especially considering this one was more expensive. Instead of having the detail here and here, they've just sort of left it block colours. They haven't really gone to town with the details on here, or here really. Probably the most details on the flag, and the flag on his arm, or her arm, I suppose. But yeah, I suppose it's a very, very nice figure of an astronaut, in a way. Yeah, it's a pretty cool figure. It's very heavy, because of this sort of pack on the back. So let's look at the packaging. They've got the picture of all these different figures on the back. Now, I've managed to pick up the Astronaut, the Peg Doll Soldier, and the 11th Doctor with the beard. But then they've got the Silent with the closed mouth and lightning effect hands. Well, I've already got a Silent with the closed mouth. And then these Cybermen, which they've just altered things like the chest plate and limb damage from the episode with the Cybermats, which you can see there, in a pack of about 25 or something ridiculous. Well, the bloke that I was buying these figures from, what he'd done was he basically opened the box of the Cybermats, and you could just buy them individually. And what we did was we just bought two, which I think that's a nicer idea than having all these Cybermats, because you don't really need that many. But yeah, it's a very nice figure. The Astronaut, very cool, very collectible. I've noticed that the price of Doctor Who figures has increased. They haven't really brought out any more figures recently. The most recent figure that they've brought out was the 10-inch Doctor figure, which I have, which I might do a review of that, and also a special release set of Winston Churchill in the Cabinet War Room, which that is excellent. It comes with him and a Dalek Ironside version, which I already have one of those, but yeah. But it's a very, very nice set. I've actually met the actor who played Winston Churchill, so if I'm likely to meet him again, I'll get him to sign that set, and that'll become, another collector's item. So yeah, thank you very much for watching my Doctor Who Astronaut figure review. I'll be doing a review of all the different 11th Doctor figures that have been released. I'll also be doing the Dalek set, the completed Pandorica with River Song, and also I'll be reviewing the regular TARDIS. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I'll also be reviewing the special TARDIS that was done for the episode with Idris, Uncle, and the Ood character sort of thing. I haven't watched Doctor Who in ages, I can't remember off the name of the characters. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I'll be doing those reviews very, very soon. So yeah.